tell you.
Oh.
Try it.
Oh, wait.
No,
try it again.
Yes,
That's
yes, no, yes,
what?
no, yes,
This one?
yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Just push button. Yay!
Yay! I pushed the right
button, but if my cursor is all weird.
Go that one over. She's gonna blame me. No, that's
It's
fine.
her fault, Miss Schneider. She's sitting over
this
there.
the
Her
cover
hands are
picture?
like this.
That's
Yay!
Okay.
I don't know which button
have
to
the
push.
easy
I'm
top.
pushing.
All right, that's right. This is
But Miss Schneider told me
3,
which
lesson
button
2.
for big. All right,
Estimate
we're big now.
products.
Big time.
And we're doing estimating videos. We are, as we tried the other way, 185. So we're gonna rewind and we're gonna go back. So I am on page
185.
100.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're gonna
77.
estimate products. In your head, you should be thinking, this is the orange one. That's a little bit like page 177. This is where we're gonna start. Products. Okay, and this is chapter 3, lesson 1, and we're going to add and subtract. Multiplication. Okay. Again, this page tends to be a little bit more difficult. Coming back. This is all about real page, and you guys are getting stuck because it's making you actually think. It doesn't always give you all the information. I want you to think. How to estimate products of decimals in your real life round. So don't do this page first. It's getting you guys stuck. Go to underline the digit to be rounded. Now I'm on page 128. Look at the digit to the right. What? Where's my white note? If the digit what am I going to do with it? Don't worry, I'm going to do lots with it. You ignore it. So in the book, I want you to see we have subheading. If it's 5 or greater, add decimal. Add over here. It says
Sounds very familiar, like all around.
doesn't it? I thought so too. So alphabet numbers are rounded. You're going to multiply. So in your notes, your cute little notebook, isn't that we're going to write a little poem. How all this information is going to be really important. And I'm really tired of reading it to you the next day. Okay, when you go online to your math book, click the speaker, it will read it to you. Quit making me read to you. Quit making Mrs. Rachel read to you. Okay, so to add decimals, to add decimals, you line up the decimal points. Oh, I circled line up the decimal points. Why? Because that's important. Then I'm going to add digits in the same place value position. 5 or more. Oh, that handy dandy notebook I have? And question 1 more.
Hey, look at me sign it. You guys need to sign it with me. Are you ready?
Decimals.
Sign the number. The pink heading. Look, kind of becomes your question. Next door. That subheading or less. Change it to a question. You're done.
If remember, if we're going too
5
fast
or more, you add 1 more. Oh, did you miss it?
I'm going to
rewind it, play it again, until you know the signs for it. Everybody, we might be checking that to see if you know the signs for the rounding
decimal.
Got it?
There's no maybe. Points.
We will. What do you do? Line up your
So, for example, you have the number 209 digits. First step, that's a find your numbers. The directions are going to tell you in the same round place to value the nearest position. That means ones, add with ones. So we have 679. So find your number. Add with tens. Let's get the number in the tens place.
With hundreds? Add with hundreds?
Magic, Mrs. Rachel. You're hundreds. Add with hundreds. Right next
and so on and so forth.
Now let me show you something amazing. 5 or more.
That next door number we're looking at.
Right?
We're looking at that one. Our eyeballs are on that one. Looking at it.
If this number is more, it's 5 or more points. You're going to add digits in the same place value position. So there's 3 times that you have seen or heard this. In the book, in the notes that I gave you, and in the notes that you're taking. So there should be no question as to how you add decimals. 8, 7, 6. Put the notebook aside, and then let's look. Find the sum of 23 and
that's what that when you're signing, that's that whole thing that you're doing like this. 4 or less, 5 or more. That's why you're.
So first thing I had to do was
4 or less. Don't care. Ignore it. Leave it. Space.
Add add, okay,
5 or more?
as with whole numbers.
Add
This
1
is
more.
telling you to estimate. So, in your book, you can. It's going to give you a helpful idea if you've got the right answer,
8.7.
but it also might confuse you.
2.8.
And we're not going to
Round
ask
to the
you for the
nearest
estimated
whole
answer. We
number.
want the real.
A whole number.
Here's the decimal. Here's your decimal point, all lined
This
up,
side.
nice and pretty, like the buttons on a shirt.
Whole
Okay?
number side.
When you get dressed in the
One
morning,
place.
because over here,
Remember, these are
you have buttons on your shirt, and you want it to go in a straight line. You don't want it to be all cattywampus and like a button over here and a button over here and a button over here. So think, these are the buttons on your shirt, straight line. Then we're going to add in our tenth place. 1 plus 8 is 9.
Come to me.
Add in our
So
one.
compute mentally. That means you should be able to do it in your head.
Nothing
That's what it means.
is before
So
the 5, so 2
8.7.
plus 0 is 2.
Find your number.
So we know that the
Right
sum
next
of
door.
23.1 and
4 or
5
less
is
Just ignore.
20.9.
5 or more. Add 1 more.
Down here,
We're
to
going to add
estimate
1 to the 8, and it's a 9.
29.6
Ooh,
is
wait.
about
2.8. Nearest whole number.
14.7
next door.
is
An
about
8. We're going to add 1 more.
15.
So it turned into a 3.
Boom.
So when we round
30
it,
plus
9 times
15
3
is
27.
45.
And here was the magic word.
Which means when I add
It is
this up, I
about.
should get something that's
So you would say
about
9 times 3.
So, oh, look, they gave me
Let's use what it
boxes.
gave us.
29.6.
Times
There's my
2.8
decimal.
is about
So I like to start with my decimal,
27.
then 7, okay, 4.
So number 2,
One.
estimate
I make sure
42.6
that these
times
decimals are all lined
37.2.
up.
Round to
7 is
greatest
13.
place value.
Carry my 1.
To make it easier
Yeah,
to
I'm in the ones.
mentally.
Plus 4 is 13. Plus 1 is 14. 2 plus 1 is 3. Plus 1 is 4. So I got 44.3, which is
This is
just
our
about
greatest place value.
45. So my final
Now into
answer
our tens.
is 44.
So we're going to find our number, look right next door.
Now you're going to do
Or
A,
less, just
B,
ignore.
and C.
So my 2
You're going
becomes
to
a
work
0.
right here on this paper.
But so does
and
everything
answers
else.
right here.
So now this says
Then
40
you're going
point
to enter
zero. We don't need the
your
boards.
answers.
So
into
42.6 is
Google.
about 40.
4.
37.2, start with our 3.
That way, when you come to
7.
school, I'm going to know who needs help
8.
and who is ready to fly and do their own assignment.
0.
Okay? So the next page of this lesson.
Not right.
Oh,
That's not right, huh? Look what I did. I rounded to my 7.
decimals.
Subheading.
Find my number and look right next door.
Important.
So the 7
All
tells
these
me to
words you
add
guys
1
keep
more.
skipping
So
are very
this should
much the
really
most
be
important words.
Add to the 3.
So to
40
subtract decimals,
again.
oh my gosh, just like add
Okay,
it. We're
add
going
it
to
to
line
the
up to the
wrong
I
decimal.
did. I looked at the ones.
Oh my gosh, then we're going to
go
subtract
the
digits in the same place value.
So I needed to go to the tens place. So be really,
Just
really careful. That was an honest mistake. I wasn't trying to trick you. I
Oh,
just
here's
messed
a
up.
new word for me.
Right? So it's going to be
Maybe
40 again.
Annex
So
or place
37.2 is
zeros
about 40.
at the end of a decimal.
37.2.
So this
No,
was
we won't even
important
go there.
information.
Never mind. So
I'm
now
going to go to my notes.
we're going to take our numbers that we rounded.
How
We have 40
do
times 40.
I
2 zeros. 4 times
subtract
4 is 16.
decimals.
So our product is about, or our
number
squiggly
one.
equal sign,
And 9
1,600.
decimal.
On these,
You
it
guys,
says
if you're paying
estimate each
attention,
product.
You should be
I'm
kind
going
of
to tell
telling me
you
what
to
to write.
round
If you're not telling me what to write, you're not invested. You're la la.
to the
Okay, number
greatest
2, subtract
place
digits
value.
in
So
the
9,
same
1, 4, 3, 6,
Ones with ones.
2.
Tens with tens.
And again, you're going to put your answers here.
Same idea.
And then you're going to need to put your
Just
answers
so you don't
in
go
on the
cattywonka
Google
with
form.
your shirt. And if you pick a calculator and you're like, line up the same accurate answer that didn't have rounding,
You know, and you're going to draw the shirt.
wrong you have to round. Because that gives you that
So you do the math out the long way.
think.
Yay for you, you wasted a
Have to
bunch of
lined
time.
up.
Right?
Shirt around. My job interview.
Moving on. Same-o, same-o, same-o. So you're going to need to do these problems. Yes, I want you to fill these boxes in. This is practice. It helps you. Right here, I'm going to read these. Letter D, stiff. Earth Earth is rotating around the sun. And then another question I want to ask myself, because I told you it was a new miles per what does annex mean? And it meant add miles per second. Zeros. About, yes, right. How many miles does it travel in 4.8 seconds to make? So it goes around and around and around. The digits 18.6 times in 1 second. So this is like unit rate. So it's saying how many miles will go in 4.8 seconds. For example, so yes, you're going to multiply. If I have 6.98 first, and I'm going to take away the next 5 point, the average walking speed of a person is 4.8 kilometers. When I line that up per I'm going to do 6.98 kilometers per Here's my decimal. Estimate 5. Yes, again, I can round. 9, 8. The number of kilometers. The rule says you could walk subtract from the same place value position. There's nothing in my thousands. NF. So I have to give it a 0. I have to annex it. So if it goes out 3 places, it can grow about 2.1 3 places a year. 2.1. Okay, and that's annexing. All right, back to the book. Estimating is the other side. Now it's with subtraction. The height of the cavity estimate. Yards. 774 or 5 and after 15,000 years. They said is about 6. Mind you, there are 3 feet. 2 and 371 thousandths is about 2. This one is hard. 6 take away 2 is about 4. It's more than one little step. And they did their final answer. They got 3.403 on a Google form. 403 tonight. So I'll know what group to put you in. Is this right? I'm not a big fan of the estimating. Is the 4. A lot of you are going to see it wrong.
See you later.
Because it started with 3.
You're going to have a peace sign on your paper. Come on, peace sign paper.
It's still correct.
But if they didn't line up their decimals and they did something crazy and had them like all misaligned, then you might get some crazy answers that don't match up at all. Because they get weird things. If you don't line up your decimal, then you get very unreasonable answers.
True that. True that. So here's another example for you to read through. They gave you zeros, they annexed, because remember whole numbers have an imaginary or invisible decimal, and then you can add zeros on the end. Down here at the bottom, we have 23, take away 4.216.
How nice of them to provide some boxes for you. Help keep you all lined up.
You know, you can always use graph paper to keep all this lined up, or turn your paper
sideways.
So 23, and then they gave us 4.216. So right now, a whole bunch of you want to put 216 right here. You can't, because this is like 23.000, and you have to subtract all the way over. So you can't borrow from a 0, can't borrow from a 0, you can borrow from a 3. So 3 becomes a 2, 0 becomes a 10. Borrow becomes a 9, becomes a 10. Borrow becomes a 9, becomes a 10. So we had to go all the way over to our ones place to borrow. Now 10 take away 6 is 4. 9 take away 1 is 8. 9 take away 2 is 7. 2 take away 4. Borrow. 12 take away 4. 8. And then bring down the 1. So our final answer is 18 and 784 thousandths. Same thing, you're going to do the 3 problems on the bottom, write the answers here, and you're going to put them with the same Google form. I'm going to make one Google form that goes A, B, C, D, E, F, G. And you're going to put in, you're going to have to type in your answers, decimals in the right spot, and then you'll hit submit on the bottom.
I wonder what would have happened, Ms. Schneider, here on that one that says number 6 and 4.78. What if you just decided you were going to line up your decimals and you just decided just to throw it all out there?
So I put like a 6 here and then 4.78.
Yeah.
And I add some zeros.
Uh-huh.
That's going to be...
I could see some of our friends maybe trying to do that.
I can't do it.
Can't. Okay.
Bad.
Doesn't work. That's why you follow the steps. Line up decimals, same place value. Good.
Super simple.
Yep.
Okay. Then you have one more problem.
Set the G.
This is your G. Jonathan is traveling for work. This morning, his GPS indicated that the total distance to his destination is 589.4 miles. Before lunch, he drove 282.62 miles. How much farther does Jonathan need to travel? So he was here. He needs to be here. 8. Okay.
That's good enough. Yep.
Figure it out. Add it to the 4.
Oh, okay. They should be so ready to fly.
So when I see you in class, this should be done.
A, B, C, D,
this
F, G.
should be done. Notice again here, annexing. All those words are here. So we're giving it to you. We're having you write it. The book is giving it to you. This should not be a problem.
Clear and easy. Way to go, Ms. Schneider.
100%. Adios.
Peace out.